So I'm going to demonstrate how to graph exponential and logarithmic functions in my MyLabs using the graphing tools included. So we are given the function f of x equals 2 to the x plus 1. And I'm going to enlarge my graph so that I can see it. Now, remember that when we're looking at an exponential function, we know it always goes through the point 0, 1. So I'm going to pick up the tool that is for exponential, and that's the 1, 2, 3, 5th one in. First we have the arrow on our toolbar, and then we have for a parabola, then we have a cubic, this is logarithmic, and then this is our exponential. And I know that it goes through the point 0, 1. So I pick up the tool, I click on that one point. Now there is a general exponential curve. I now go over to the transformation box that lets me change how this looks. So the first thing I want to do, since it's 2 to the x plus 1, my 1 is outside my function, that is a vertical shift. So I'm going to do my slide over to plus 1, and that moved it up one place on the coordinate plane. But I also need to change the base. Changing the base will change how steep the curve is as it's going up. Now the default is E, but our base here, just click and backspace, is a 2 and hit enter, and you see that that broadened it, that made it a wider curve there. And I'm going to close here. And then I'd already done the other answers. The domain, of course, for this is negative infinity to positive infinity, as it is with all exponentials. The range goes from the horizontal asymptote, which is y equals 1, to positive infinity. So that's that type. Next we want to look at one where we have a function and its inverse. We want to graph both of those on the same coordinate plane. So here that question is, and this is just a 2 to the x. And then the inverse of that is log base 2 of x. Now remember, if they're inverses, that means that they are mirror images of each other across the line y equals x. That's our fold line for inverses. So let's go in and graph our first one. And I'm picking up the exponential function tool. I know it goes through the point 0, 1 because it's an exponential function. Now using my transformation box, I don't have any shift up or down, but I do need to change my base. It is not base E, it is base 2. So there's my first one. Now I want to graph the inverse of that. Now to do that, I need to graph a logarithmic function. So that is the tool next to exponential with the curve opening down. Since it is a logarithmic function, it's the opposite domain and range. So since the exponential function goes through the point 0, 1, the logarithmic function goes through the point 1, 0. And now you can see how they are a mirror image. If you think about where that line y equals x is, these are mirror images of each other. I do need to go in and change my base. When we look at log base 2 of x, it's not an e, it's not a natural log. We need to change that to a 2 and hit enter. And now they are perfect mirror images of one another. I hope this helps. Please let me know if you have any questions.